Let us welcome him, Mr. Chan YONGL, YONGL.
Hello, guys. I'm very thankful for Yanjun and Jianbing for inviting me on this camp because I've always wanted to share with high school students. Okay, I think I'll start sharing my screen now. Okay, so my name is YONGL and I'm a digital imaging artist and photographer from Penang. And currently I'm in Cyberjaya building and running my own photography studio. So yeah, my hometown is Penang. Just like most of you guys are also from Penang. And I actually haven't go back to Penang for almost 1 year. So the last time when I was in Penang is last year during Chinese New Year. So it's been quite a while, and I'm looking forward to go back. So when Yanju approached me via email, right, I was quite shocked because so far throughout my journey, right, I don't think there's any high school students who actually dare to come and email me and invite me to such events. So my respect to him and his effort, because my schedule is also very busy, and he's been following up with me for almost like 2 3 months. So yeah. Okay, so before I start, right, I just want to know, like, from this audience, from you guys are watching this, right, I want to know, like, how many of you are actually from art stream, and how many of you are actually in science stream. So you can just comment 1 and 0 so I can have a look. Okay, I'm looking at the chat right now. Okay. Okay, 1110. Okay, so okay, I can see most of you guys are actually from science stream. Okay, there's also got some people from art stream. Nice. Okay, cause yesterday, right, Jian Bin told me that Chung Ling actually only have science stream right now. So yeah, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool to see like some people from art stream here. Okay, awesome. You guys are commenting. Nice. Okay. Okay, so for me, right, I want to do art, but when I was in high school, right, I've no choice lah, but to go to science stream because of the high school system lah. I think that's the weird thing about Malaysia, because in Malaysia, right, back in my days, when I was in tingkatan 4, that time is like 2012, 2011, yeah, 2011. So that time, if your result is okay, right, or in the average, they'll automatically send you to science stream. So you basically don't have a choice to go to art stream if you want to do art, or if you want to take up pendidikan seni. So basically I have no choice but to go to science stream lah. So I went to 5S4. 4S4. Basically it is called sub science stream, and I don't have to take biology. So I'm taking physics, chemistry, and accounting, because I hate science to be honest, but I have no choice. So okay, so my passion for art, right, begins when I was a small boy. When I was small, I grew up in a small flat in Falim, Penang. I think some of you guys will know this place lah, in near the Falim Bukit Bendera Aitam. Yeah. So I grew up in a small flat, and I love to draw, and I love to chontang the wall of my house. So you can see, right, the wall of my house is like very dirty one, because I always chontang, then my parents have to wipe it out. And my mom always got very angry lah, like you shouldn't, because I shouldn't be. I know I'm kind of stupid lah back then when I was small, but I'm glad that my mom did the right thing, which is she sent me to watercolor drawing class, because she sees that I'm actually interested in drawing, and I always draw on the wall. And the reason she sent me to the class is because I shouldn't be drawing on the wall. I should be drawing on paper. So I think that's the right thing she did lah. Okay, so fast forward to high school, right? One of my high school teacher, right, is basically he's the discipline teacher lah. So my high school is Chonghua in Penang. So the high school teacher, right? So during a pendidikan seni exam, I still remember tingkatan 3 lah. You know, I was drawing and stuff. Then usually students or my friends will come around and see, because my drawing is quite nice, so they will say like, oh, very nice, very nice. But this teacher, right? He's like very weird lah, because he suddenly walked to my side and he said, oh Yong, I didn't know you can draw. Do you know that drawing is useless? You shouldn't be wasting your time on drawing stuff, and you should just go and study. Basically she asked me he asked me like whether if I'm passionate about drawing and stuff. Then I say yes. That's why I can draw well. But yeah, he's a very negative minded or close-minded teacher lah, you know, the very traditional teacher. So that time for me, right, it was very devastating. But back then I was like a quiet person now, so I don't know how to talk back. You know, I don't know how to like defend my opinion or my view for what I love. Okay, for what I love to do, which is drawing, which is art. Okay, but not every teacher is bad in my school. Okay, there's one great teacher. Her name is Madam Suyok. And you know, before we graduated, right? She actually gave me this card. You can look at the left here. Then you can see there's a quote here. Whoever I am, whatever I'm doing, some kind of excellence is within my reach. So basically, this quote, you know, she want to tell me that, in a way, like basically every single industry, no matter what you do, as long as you are passionate, there's a chance of being successful in it. You know, you don't have to like be a doctor, be a scientist, or just do what you love. There's a chance of reaching the top. Okay. So there's a date here. You can see that this was back in 25th May 2012. Okay, so when I was in Form 5, right? When I was Form 5, suddenly I have an idea, you know, like, photography is like painting, but in a single click, kachak. Then I get the image, get the visual, kachak, I get the visual. But of course, I need to get the settings right first, you know, before, like, in order to get a nice result. So Form 5, right? I begged my mom, because I have the vision in mind. I begged my mom to basically buy me my first camera. And that time I was looking through newspaper, because my family is not wealthy, and even for my first camera, right, we have to buy it by using 3 years loan. So you can see, you know, the newspaper back then, there's send queue, all the stuff, you know, you can do monthly payment and shit. So we are paying like 57 ringgit for like 3 years per month, using my mom's credit card. Then yeah, I still have the camera here. Actually, I can show you guys. So I'm not here to sell you guys camera or what but this camera is actually it means a lot because it basically kickstart my entire creative journey. Okay, so a lot of people now, right, they ask me like, oh, Yong, do you have sifu like back in high school when you're just starting out photography and stuff? But you know, I always tell them that I have no sifu. I self-learn from where? Online resources, and they are all free. So back then YouTube is not even a thing yet, you know, 2012 that time. And there isn't many tutorials, video tutorials, and I can only rely on forums. You know, I have to read, I have to go to Google, you know, search all those photography forums and stuff. And basically that's how I started self-learning. So you know, every school holiday, right, I will go back to my grandparents' home in Alostar. So nearby my grandparents' home, right, there's a paddy field. So I always bring my camera to the paddy field, and you know, I just hang out at the paddy field and just start shooting. So back then I don't know how to ride a motorcycle. I can only cycle. I cycle my grandma's bicycle to the paddy field, and just I'll be there for almost whole day. You know, from sunrise to morning, But during the afternoon, right? Because afternoon is the hottest, ma. So afternoon I will go back lah. Then 4 5 p.m. I will go to the paddy field again. So most of the time I will spend outside lah. You can see. So yeah, this one is sunrise. This one is like during a storm lah, because afternoon, usually if morning very hot, right, the cloud will get very heavy and very dark in the afternoon. So no, I'm like for this shot, right, I'm actually waiting for this person, for a person to show up. You know, I'm with my bicycle, you know, and then I'm waiting at the roadside and then just waiting for one person to show up. Okay, this one also the same, you know. So it's, I think photography is all about patience. Okay, this one also. This one is during sunrise. This one also sunrise. Okay, so Form 5, right? During the beginning of Form 5, my mom actually told me in my face, you know, like, oh, we have no money for you to go to private college or uni. So so that time, right? In my mind, I know that my only way is to either go to Form 6 in Qatar or get a scholarship. So I was inspired by a Facebook friend of mine, an online friend. His name is Kevin Pinger. Because that time, right, we met at the forum. Yeah, because I told you guys that I self-learned from the forum on how to do photography, how to do Photoshop stuff. Then I met this guy, Kevin Pinger. He basically got a scholarship from MDEC and he managed to went to US to pursue his study in the creative field, which is VFX, visual effects. So when he saw my stuff, right, he told me that, oh, Yong, your portfolio is very good already. So what you are lacking is only result. He basically taught me that, he inspired me that I can use result, you know, to actually get what I want, which is I want to do arts. You know, I want to do art related stuff. I don't want to study physics, chemistry, all this shit anymore, because Tingkatan 4 and Lima for me, right, is like are like hell to be honest, mentally lah. So I want to escape lah. If I were to go to Tingkatan 6, right, you know, I might just kill myself. To be honest, I was like, the stress level is like fucking crazy. Okay, so from 4, okay, from 4, from 5, I know that I need to secure a scholarship because I've no other choices. You know, I've no other choices, or else I will need to go to Tingkatan 6, which I don't want to. You know, I don't want to go on that path. So yeah, I need good result, and you know, for the good result, right, I sacrifice a lot. You know, for during my Form 4 and Form 5 lah. But I'm glad that I have a good bunch of friends lah. They are very supportive, and I think we basically inspire each other. And yeah, so back then in Chonghua, right, 2012, there's only 3% who get full straight A's, and two of them went to become a doctor. You know, I think doctor or in the medicine field. You know, the field that will make our parents or teachers proud. So I'm the only stupid one who went to do something like creative study. You know, I went to multimedia university actually. I applied for several creative colleges, and one of it is the One Academy. I think you guys know in Penang, but they rejected me I don't know why So multimedia university is the only one who accepted my interview. You know, so I get to do an interview in Cyberjaya, which is the place I'm in now, Cyberjaya. You know, I'm still here. So back then, but I'm glad that the One Academy reject me because if I were to stay in Penang, right, because Penang is like a comfort zone. If I were to stay in Penang, I think there isn't much chance for me to grow, for me to actually grow. Okay, so yeah, so you know, when I was in Form 5, I already started doing Photoshop stuff. You know, and this was inspired by one of the subject I dislike, which is physics. You know, basically, I think when you dislike something, right, and you know that you cannot escape, but you need to go through it. You have to figure out a way to like it. So for me, right, it's like taking ideas from what I'm going through and I turn it into artwork. So this one is inspired by the chapter radioactivity. I think, and I'm not sure which chapter, but I'm pretty sure it's one of it. So you can see the E equals MC square sheet here. So that time I started to figure out that, oh, I can actually combine photography with Photoshop, to do this kind of stuff. And the funny thing is, this artwork, right, is a selfie, and this one was created in 2012 when I was in Form 5, and 5 years later, it it got into a magazine. So this magazine boss actually asked me whether he can use this image as the cover. He want to buy the rights to basically publish this lah. But I didn't charge them lah, because they also didn't know that I created this back in high school. They thought that I made this like a few years ago, but no, it's even like 2012 lah. This one is 2017, so 5 years later. Okay, 5 years late. All right. Okay, so that's the point. I realized that I have to say goodbye to traditional arts, because as you can remember, I shared that I started from drawing. I started from doing the watercolor, doing the poster color. So that's the point. I realized that, oh, I need to be brave to step out from my comfort zone, because back then my comfort zone was in traditional arts, traditional paintings, poster colors, watercolors, all the stuff. So basically I need to get rid of papers and digital. So I did that, and I started to transition into digital drawing. Learn from zero. I practice every single day. So this one I still have my first drawing table here. You can even use this for photography editing and stuff actually. So started to practice, and yeah, I started to create. This one was back in 2013. Okay. I started to apply my traditional techniques into digital. Okay, so for this one, right, this one I created when I entered my university. So my course is actually animation and visual effects, but we have a foundation year. So it's like a 1+3 program lah. So during the foundation year, right, we have a photography subject, and for 1 year lah, 3 semesters. So during the photography subject, I think it's the final semester of final homework lah. I did this thing lah. Okay, that time is 2015. So I have this idea of a lady standing in the middle holding a newspaper and stuff, and everything is burning around her. So I was like, I want to deliver a message that sometimes what media portrays might be a lie. So this artwork, the title is Flaming Truth. So this is the behind the scene of how I execute. I shot every single fire image separately. I'm glad that I have a great bunch of friends who helped me in executing the project, which is my group okay, back then. So I started to use newspaper. I think that time is not a trend yet, because that time I wasn't on Instagram. So this one is in 2014. Sorry, 2014. Yeah, 2014. Started doing these kind of things. I use newspaper is because it is cheap. It is cheap and it is easy to get, unlike other stuff. So that's one of the reasons I use newspaper to cover, because I think it was so cool. And if you look closer, right, the newspaper she's holding, right, okay, I don't have the high res, but this news is actually MH30 news lah. But this one is unexpected lah. Okay, so yeah, so the final work is this one. So eventually, right, like after 2-3 years, it won another awards, which is the Nikon Photo Awards in Japan lah. Basically, I got a Nikon camera, the Nikon DF, but I sold it away lah, cash it away. Okay, I'll tell you why later. Okay, so what I want to say here is that for you guys, right, don't be afraid to leave your comfort zone and try new things, and or even combine them. Okay, maybe you are passionate about maybe you are passionate about science and you are passionate about photography. You can combine them, science plus photography. Okay, or maybe you are passionate about cars and you are passionate about photography. You can also combine them. Combine them. You're passionate about engineering and photography. You can also combine. You have to pick a niche because I think in the current world, right? If you niche, and niche is the only thing which allows you to stand out from the rest. Okay, so this is Chema. Chema is my university lecturer during foundation year, because just now I said like I have 1 year photography subject. So before the subject ends, right? Before we step into degree, because that time in foundation, right? He gave me an advice lah. Just 3 words: just keep shooting. No, simple advice, and I follow it until now, because I realized that most of my peers or most of my friends, they usually just stop shooting, after the subject ends lah. So maybe they are not passionate lah, which I understand lah. But for me, right, I'm passionate about it and so I just keep on shooting persisting. Okay, so this one I also started to do combine, like just now what I said, combine different stuff together. So this one, this is actually a palm plantation. Okay, so my friend's father in Johor owns it, and I went to Johor there just to shoot. You can see the left side here. This one is actually the behind the scene now. Okay, so this palm fruit, right, is actually a real palm fruit, and this one is actually myself. So we shot it separately and we combined it in Photoshop. So shot every single photo separately, but the water is created digitally. The stars is real because the place is fucking dark, and you can see the stars, just with your with naked eyes. Okay, so when I was in high school, right, I started submitting my artworks into newspaper. Right, this Shanghai. I think most of the high school students should know. So yeah, this is my first ever feature, and that's actually my hand lah. Okay, that's actually my hand lah. I just shot it with camera and stuff, then put into Photoshop and combine it. Okay, so eventually, right, I submit my photos into more different newspaper and magazine, and I managed to won some small prize lah, like from this newspaper, right, 30 ringgit, I think 30 ringgit or 50 ringgit. Then eventually this magazine, I got a camera bag, my first proper camera bag lah, from magazine lah. Okay, so slowly, it's like playing games lah. You try to like fight to a higher level. And this one I finally got into our country National Gallery by Sydney, then KLPF. I think most of you guys heard of it. The Kuala Lumpur Photography Festival. This because that time I was in KL. Cyberjaya is just 30 minutes away from KL. So I created a series for this event. So eventually one day, right? One day I received a phone call. From UK, but I didn't know it's from UK lah. It shows a weird number, so I just accept it. And on the phone call, right, she told me, "Oh, congratulations, we are flying you to London." Blah 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 blah. Then I was like, "What?" I was in shock, that time, because okay, for this competition, right, I basically tried for 3 times. So this one is 2015. I started trying 2012 when I was in Form 5. So until I go to university, every year I also try. So the third time finally I got it. At first I was like in disbelief because the phone call I thought it's like scam or what. Then I told the person to just email me. And then everything, after confirming everything, right? Okay, this is legit lah. It's real stuff lah. Okay, I'm going to London lah. And for me personally, right, I've never taken a plane flight before. And back in 2015, the farthest place, the most far place I've been to lah, is Johor. And usually my family, right, because I'm not from a rich family, and we usually, our vacation, right, we usually just go to Genting, Genting Highland, Cameron Highland, that's it lah. So this thing, right, is like a very shocking thing to me lah. And there's no shortcut. Yeah, there's no shortcut. So the photo which won the competition, right? You know, it's actually shot at the back alley of my grandparents' house. You still remember, right? Just now I said, I always went to my grandparents' house, then the paddy field around to take photos. So it's very unexpected lah. And I tell you, this photo, right? I took it with a APS-C camera and just a basic kit lens, you know. I didn't shot it with like expensive camera, expensive lenses, you know. So I tell you lah, when I was on the stage, right, I'm sharing. Basically, I tell people that you can basically you don't need expensive equipments lah to do great works, and I want people to look at, you know, places around them, because this one is just behind my grandparents' house. And when I was shooting the picture, right, I don't have the mindset like, oh, I want to win. No, I just want to shoot because I think it'll be meaningful to look back, you know, to look back in the far future, because I like the place a lot. So, okay, this one I can break down a bit. You see the sky, right? How can I achieve this color with APS-C? It's simple, HDR and post-processing. That's what I meant by you have to combine stuff, you know, in order to do a different level of works. If you don't have the equipment, you can actually rely on post-processing. Then maybe one day in the future, when you are financially capable of getting good equipment, your quality of works will shoot up even more. Okay, so yeah, that's what I want to say. The content or idea behind the work matters. Like for this work, I want people to look at underappreciated stuff, or look at normal daily stuff that people often forgot. Okay, so that's one of the reason, you know, why I don't have any camera brand sponsors for the past few years. Even though I won this big award and I got to London, right? When I come back to Malaysia, right? Because obviously my idea is very, very different. But I understand because the camera brands, they want to sell cameras. For me, right, I want to push ideas. I want to push ideas to young people. I want to tell them that, you know, you don't need expensive stuff to do great works. If you don't have money, if you don't have like if you do not come from a rich background, you still can do great stuff, as long as you have the ideas on all the contents. So, you know, eventually I went around Malaysia, because 2015, right, I actually won a lot of competition. So I made my first bucket of gold, you know, back in 2015. I bought myself a motorbike. I think that's my craziest purchase lah. So I bought myself a motorbike and I went around Malaysia to capture the underappreciated stuff. And you can find all these photos on my website. Okay, so I even hiked up to Mount Kinabalu with my friends, you know, just to capture, because I want to see more stuff around Malaysia. And you know, I always believe that you don't have to go to overseas to take nice photos, because back then in my days, right, a lot of photography OGs they usually share their photos, like they went to Japan, they went to Tokyo, I don't know all the overseas images so it created an impression to the young people that time that, oh, you can only go overseas to create good stuff, but it's not true it's not true. You can still create nice photos here in Malaysia, you know, here locally. You know, the contents can be local. You don't have to go to Singapore. You don't have to go to Tokyo, you know, just to shoot like this year, right? You see, the Malaysia also have the sakura flowers. It's like in Tokyo. So yeah, that's my point. And for my digital arts, right, I eventually, you know, managed to get an opportunity to make a solo exhibition 2015. You can see that this content is also based in Malaysia. Basically, this one is KLCC Destructed KLCC. I was inspired by the real place in Kampong Baru, because back then I don't have like my own personal transport. I always go around KL by using LRT, by using buses, you know, until I got my motorbike then I have more freedom to travel. But yeah, So I was heavily inspired by real places around me. And I think you guys can apply that as well. Okay, so eventually 2017, I got invited to Madrid. You know, no one in Malaysia, okay, only one university in Malaysia invited me to speak back then. And then no more. So until 2017, right, there's an organization from Europe, from Spain. They also sent me an email like what Yenju did. And it's even crazier. Basically, they want to fly me out to Madrid, you know, just to give a speech to the youth there, because they believe that my stuff can inspire the people there. So that time I was thinking like, why Malaysia? I don't have many opportunities. But 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 after a while, right, I figured out that maybe our art appreciation level here in Malaysia is not as high as overseas yet. So that's why maybe most of my opportunities are actually out there. And I'm not really a good speaker, you know, because my native language is not in English. I grew up speaking Chinese, you know. I went to SJKC, I went to SMJK. Then but university allow me to, you know, when I come to Cyberjaya, it allows me to mix with different people, like people from Pakistan, people from overseas, you know, or yeah, different kind of friends lah. Because I think Penang is like a Chinese bubble lah, a bit. So most of the people I know in Penang are Chinese, and we usually speak in Chinese. So for this speech, right, because they invite and flew me out, I don't want to mess up, you know. So during the entire plane flight, it's fucking far lah. It's like 17 hours, and with a transit in Doha, yeah, in Doha, United Arab Emirates. So I practice all the time, you know. I was looking at my slide and stuff. I do like keywords and stuff. I practice and practice, you know. So I nailed the presentation lah. Okay, so 2019, I managed to get to US. You know, this one basically, if you know, right, Photoshop belongs to a company called Adobe. So I was awarded the top talent, and I was invited there to speak. They flew me out again. So all this travel, right, from London, Spain to US, you know, is all by myself. You know, I go basically it's a solo traveler. So it kind of pushes me, you know, to again pushes me out of my comfort zone again. So there's no shortcut lah. Seriously, if you want to like achieve great stuff. And okay, so back to the question, right? The high school teacher, he told me that, oh, art has no future. So you know, now I want to throw back this question to him. So art really has no future? I'm not really sure actually, but what I know is that future is in our own hand to control. Okay, for me, I believe this, because I believe that I'm the sailor of my own future. You know, no one can influence it except myself. And I'll fight, and I'll work very hard to get the result, you know, I desire. And yeah, I painted my own path, you know, from a camera with 3 years loan, you know, to winning the awards. Winning the awards, basically, I got my first bucket of gold, you know, got even more equipments from the competition. And if I can do that, you can do that as well. And but the thing is, my entire journey, right, is full of pain lah. You'll fucking cry lah if you go through. If you want me to go through everything, like from SPM, from high school, all the stuff again, holy shit, I'm not sure if I can do it again. But what I'm saying that is that because most of you guys now are in high school, so I hope my journey can inspire you guys lah, to be brave and to be a little bit more daring in going after stuff you like, because life is short. Okay, so works in Malaysia actually brought me around the world until COVID happens lah. Okay, so the last time I went overseas is for the Adobe thingy, and that one was in December 2019. Then when I came back, right, just after a few months, when I'm thinking that, oh, okay, shit, things are going well, you know, but life is like a roller coaster ride. So COVID happens, and you know, the difficulty just got even harder for me. So now it's like next level shit I have to deal with. But I'm still going through. I believe that I'm still doing great because I'm trying my best. Okay, so it's the same thing for you guys, you know. We definitely will survive this because this era, right, requires a lot of changes and adaptation. Like you see now, I'm doing speeches in front of a screen, but not in front of a real audience, you know. So it's exciting lah, actually, to be honest, because uh for my previous experiences, right, sharing, I'm standing up, now I'm sitting, so it's a bit weird lah, but yeah, I actually got excited all night yesterday. You know, I couldn't sleep well, but yeah, it's worth it lah. Okay, so yeah, this is my story lah. So I hope you can tell me yours one day, you know, because you are in high school. So for today's sharing, right, I also share what I've been through from high school until now. You know, the same thing can happen to you also, you know, but you have to work hard for it lah. You have to work very, very fucking hard. And yeah, my fight and journey continues. So before I end my sharing, right, I want to share a few points lah. Like if you are serious about photography, you know, you can actually utilize all the competition and stuff. You know, you can join all those contests, especially free contests lah. I don't care what camera you use lah, phone or DSLR, mirrorless, any camera lah, just join, because that's one of the way for you to actually collect. It's like playing games lah. You need to collect money, then you can buy better equipments. So one of the way for students to get money, right, other than part-time jobs lah, is by joining competition. So you join the competition, right, you won the prize, you can actually sell it for money. You sell it for money, or you keep it to use for yourself. So for me, right, this is like a life hack lah, okay, for me. Back then I don't have money so the only way for me to get money to buy equipments, to buy more equipments, because I don't want to burden my mother anymore. The only way for me to get more equipments is by joining contests. So I joined a lot. I joined damn lots, and you know, I sell away most of my equipments for cash, and I use the cash to basically reinvest in other parts of my life, like the place I'm renting now, or the studio I'm planning to build. So this method, I think you guys can apply as well. You know, contests and competitions. You know, I think because now I think there's even more opportunities like on Instagram and stuff. With the appearance of Instagram, you know, there's contests, they give away bags. You know, just do it whatever, because when you have nothing, right, you cannot be choosy, you cannot be picky whatever contest, whatever opportunities, just grab it. Yeah, so okay, for this slide right here, I actually plan to make free tutorials because that's how I begin my journey, by self-learning, by looking at free resources from online. So I want to do the same back. I want to give back to people. So I'm not charging anything, you know. I don't want to charge anything. If one day in the future I were to do workshop, right, and if I were to charge, it will be for like very advanced stuff. For basic stuff, I don't want to charge. I want to do it all for free, because I see Malaysia got many like fake gurus okay. So I want to change the scene here I want to make these tutorials, free tutorials, available to everyone. You know, especially students who cannot afford to go to 1,000, 2,000 ringgit classes. You know, I want to do it all for free, but I need money. So where do I get the money? I get the money from my clients. So in a way, my studio's client is actually contributing to another good cause, which is I want to change the education scene in Malaysia, because I think that free resources, every students deserve it free resources for educations, and it might just change your future for real. Yeah, so that's it. And if you have any question, just shoot it in the comment, and I will answer it. Okay, so I see one question. Where can we sell our photos? Okay, so for starters, right, you can try Shutterstock. You can register at Shutterstock and you can start selling there. But Shutterstock is actually quite strict because they will check whether your photos is in is whether the sharpness is focus or is blur. And there's a lot of rules lah, but you basically, if you want to start right, you can start there. Shutterstock, IM, EYEEM, or a lot of stock site lah, related to Shutterstock. You can just Google. But the first thing you can try is Shutterstock lah, Shutterstock. Okay, I was encouraged by people around me to post my photos. Yeah. I definitely encourage everyone to post their photos on social media platform. But if you want to protect your photo, right, you can actually put a a logo or watermark, at the photo, just in case people reshare it without crediting you lah. So you can do that lah, like put a small watermark at the bottom right of your photo. And actually Adobe, they gave me free for entire Adobe suites, not only Photoshop. And I'm fucking grateful for that, seriously. Very, very grateful. Because I don't have to use pirated software anymore. Because but I also tell them when I go to US, right, I also tell them that I started photoshopping, by using pirated software because I've no money to afford the actual software. And they know it. They understand. They also say that most people started from there. But when you get to a certain level, or when you go pro, right, when you have the money, you can start subscribing lah. It's like giving back the money to them lah, because you are still using that software lah. Yeah. Okay, what equipment I'm using now? Okay, I'm still using my camera, the camera which I won from Sony World Photography Awards 2015. So Sony A7 II, and I have another camera body which is Sony A7R2. So 2 camera bodies. My system is Sony lah, but I'm not doing any promotion here. You can use any camera system you like, as long as it suits your purpose. Because nowadays, I think most camera brands are gravitating towards mirrorless system. So you can even check out like Fujifilm, Canon, Nikon. You can go and test it first, before buying one. As long as it suits your need. Not just because of an influencer is using it, then you buy. No, that's wrong. You have to know that what you want first, like what you are using the camera for. Is it for shooting portraits? Is it for shooting street photography? Is it for doing advertisement, billboards? So you have to research yourself first before deciding. Don't just blindly follow influencers and stuff lah. That's all I can say lah. So I'm using Sony system. All my lenses are Sony. And previously I actually won quite a lot. I won Fujifilm camera before. I won Nikon camera before, but I sold them all away. So until now, I still stick with Sony. How do I learn my English? Okay. Nice. I like this. Actually, my English is not very good, to be honest. It's still like a bit like. When I go to overseas, right, when I speak to those Ang Mo, those black different kind of people all around the world, sometimes I have to speak slower. I cannot do this kind of Malaysian slang because they don't understand la, all the stuff like la, le, lo, what lao, this kind of stuff they cannot understand one. So how do I learn, right? I think it's from, I also don't know how, because during my entire primary school, high school, I was speaking Chinese most of the time. So I think it's when I go to university, because in my university, right, we have to do presentation and stuff. And basically in university, I get the chance to like speak more English. And also, but for my presentation and all the stuff as well, I will still prepare and practice, So like yesterday night, I will still look through the slides. So I get to know like what I want, what I'm going to say lah. So still practice lah. The easiest way, I think you have to find someone to speak English to. And okay, I think I know. Now I'm thinking back. I think I know. The first step is that you have to leave your for my Chinese friends lah. Okay, this is my advice. You have to leave your Chinese bubble first. Okay, so you mix around with different people, maybe Malay, Indian, then you started speaking English, Malay, then can lah. So I think one of the factor contributing to my English right now, in a way, is going to university, mixing with different people. Yeah. Okay, is it hard to upgrade from drawing using pencil to digital art? Yeah, actually, it's not very hard, but the feeling is different lah. How do I say? Because this one, right? Okay, let's say your screen is very big lah. Okay, your screen is very big. You move a little bit here, the screen will actually move a lot. So for every screen and every different types of tablet, you have to practice lah. Okay, it's the same thing. Practice, and practice. You have to practice lah. Like recently, one of my team member actually got an last year he got an iPad, and I actually tried out the iPad and Apple Pencil style. Oh my god, I was like, fuck, it feels like drawing on real paper. The feeling and everything. So I think technology nowadays enable people to get used to the transition faster. Okay, why Sony? Okay, why Sony? Okay, I'll tell you why Sony. So okay, my first camera, right? My first camera is also Sony. That time, right? This camera, right, is the cheapest among all. That time is 2012, 2011, end of 2011. This camera is the cheapest shit among all the other cameras. So when I was doing the research, like which camera to get, because I'm begging my mom to buy it for me by using installments, and this one is the cheapest option. So that's why I go with this. Then eventually until I won the competition, right? Basically it gave me the equipments, Sony A7 II, and the lens, kit lens. And for me it's very meaningful because from high school until that point, right, I've been my life, to be honest, is a bit, for you guys it might be a bit lifeless because 90% of the time when I'm awake, right, I'm doing stuff, I'm practicing, I'm doing artworks, I'm not really interested in other stuff. So like university activities, these kind of activities I don't usually participate, because I have no interest in this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm a bit of weird lah that time, but that allows me to fully focus lah. So when I won the camera, right, that time I go to London, all in my mind is only to bring the camera back to Malaysia, because I fucking need it. Because my the first camera I used, right, I think I already reached the maximum, the maximum potential it allows me to achieve. So I need a better equipment in order for my skill to go to the next level. So the competition, the price actually allows me to do that. So I'm motivated, to travel myself all the way to London. My first plane flight. Then I have to do passport and everything. My parents are worrying like fuck. And yeah, but I brought it back lah. So in a way, it means a lot. The meaning, okay, the meaning behind the camera is damn lost. I will never sell the camera because that's my first bucket of gold, So it means a lot, and I will definitely not sell it. So I'm still sticking to the system lah. But there's no specific reason like okay, maybe I'm with Sony, you should also with Sony. No, like what I said, you need to research like which camera suits you. Okay, yeah, but okay, maybe you can say Sony Spirit lah, but to be honest, my direction with Sony Malaysia is kind of different. So that's why I don't like, we don't have much opportunities to work together. But damn, I understand lah. But I'm relying on myself lah until now. I'm still doing good, relying on myself. I don't need any brands. Okay, apart from Photoshop and Lightroom, is there any other apps that provide sim? Yes, there's a lot actually. Because nowadays, right, I joined Instagram on 2017, end of 2017, 2018. I created the account back in 2013, but that time I thought that Instagram is for selfies lah, so I didn't post. So until 2017, right, I started checking out like the people's works. I start to see that people are using mobile apps to create, the digital imaging kind of stuff. I was shocked, that there's a lot of damn lots, even for phone like Canva. I don't know the name because for me now, right, there's a gap, because I'm now I belong to the digital, the old gang, the older gang. We use this kind of Photoshop, all the stuff. But nowadays there's a lot of modern tools which you can utilize. But I'm not really sure because I've always been using Photoshop all the time, most of the time. So, but I can say that there's definitely other apps out there which you can achieve the same result of what I do. Okay, Photoshop definitely. You can definitely use Photoshop to draw stuff, to illustrate stuff, but depends on the illustration you are doing. If you are doing vectors which is basically you are using pen tool. If you are not doing those kind of like drawing types, maybe you can try Adobe Illustrator. So Photoshop, actually Photoshop you can use it to do many stuff. Like even for the slides I showed just now, right? When I was presenting, I'm also using Photoshop to make it, quite last minute I finished it yesterday. So Photoshop can use it to do many things, it's like PowerPoint. But for your illustration, if you want to do, commercial kind of style, we call it vector, you can search it, vector. That one, maybe you need to use Illustrator. For Photoshop, right, drawing all the stuff, watercolor kind of stuff, you also can use Photoshop to achieve. Okay, how to improve our vector creativity? How to improve our creativity? Okay, for creativity, right? I think you have to. It's the same thing lah. You have to practice also. You have to practice as well. Basically, for me, right? I took inspiration from the things around me, from my environments or from daily stuff or what's going on in the world right now. You try to take one thing and you relate to another, you combine, like most of the people are doing now, even those influencers, you have to look for things people can relate to and then you combine them, 1+1, combine, maybe one plus one can be 5, don't have to be 2. Okay, practice, that's all I can say for thinking. Yeah, the tutorial I said just now is completely free. It's actually on my website. Sorry, you can copy this link. Wait, I asked my team to copy the link. This link is all free there. Actually, I will share all of them to Instagram lah. But because now my time is very limited lah. With all my commercial projects and my personal artworks, so I don't have much time for this. Actually, I can make a lot but give me some time and I will definitely push this. When I have a proper team set up, then I can do even more. So all of these are available here on my website. You don't have to log in, you don't have to do it. You just enter the website, then you can see everything. Okay, wait, let me check the chat. Okay, in my opinion, what makes a good photographer? Okay, for me, right? Okay, this is my personal opinion now. Okay, a good photographer for me is someone who can use, any kind of camera. Okay, I don't care whether it is $10,000 or 10 ringgit, film camera, or even mobile phone, to capture something which can triggers emotion, or which can capture people attention, or there's a story behind the photos. Okay, it's not only a nice photo visually, but there's a meaning, or there's a story behind it. Okay, that's what I think that's what makes a photographer good or different than the average photographers. A good photographer is someone who is not limited by equipments. You know, he can just use anything to create, combine anything, you know. Yeah.